So, why has Baba Rahman been included in Ghana's World Cup squad ahead of a player like Derrick Kohn? I think that's the biggest question everyone is asking. And I'll try to take my time to explain what I believe might be the thinking of the coaches. And I'll divide this into footballing reasons and non footballing reasons. Football wise, I think without a doubt, we know that Baba Rahman has been Ghana's most consistent performer in Europe over the last 3 seasons. Even during the time that he wasn't playing, Baba Rahman was always having a really good season every single year, scoring lots of goals, defensively sound. His team packed the play in Europe consistently, and we get to watch him from Conference League to Europa League. So there's no doubt about Baba Rahman's quality. During that period when he was away from the national team, he was still undoubtedly Ghana's best left back in that period. Now, it's important for us to understand why Baba Rahman stayed away from the national team for that long. He didn't stay away from the team by voluntary retirement. Unlike in the past when some players have said they're retiring, he just said, I want to take a mental health break. And the reason is simple. In Ghana's 2-1 win against Central African Republic during the AFCON qualifiers, he was booed at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. His entire family, his wife, his children were all there at the stadium. After the match, his family spoke to him. He saw the faces of his children, saw the faces of his wife, and he decided he needed to take a little bit of a break. I know that in that period, people have been trying to talk to him to rescind his decision. It took him a long time. And now he feels he's ready. And the coaches still were left with a decision to make. Because just saying that you're ready now does not necessarily automatically guarantee you a place in the World Cup squad. The coaches will still have to select him. So that brings me to the footballing reason. If the coaches selected Baba Rahman, then what did they use to select him? On what basis did they select him? I'm thinking they looked at his performance and they thought he's probably a better player than maybe someone like Derrick Kohn because he's been chosen ahead of Derrick Kohn. And Derrick Kohn, let's be honest, he was supposed to make his debut against Chad. His nationality switch was not completed before that. So in those two last qualifying matches, he didn't play against Chad, he didn't play against Comoros. So for anyone that makes the argument that Baba Rahman is coming to take the place of a player who contributed and sacrificed during the qualifying series, get this in your head that Korn also did not play in the qualifier. So he also did not contribute to Ghana's qualifying campaign. He made his debut in the friendly matches that we played against Japan and South Korea. And then he played two more friendly games against Austria and against Germany. Those are the only times he's also played for the country. So if you are to make an argument about taking someone's place, someone who deserves it more, you need to understand that it's not like Derrick Kohn has also or was there for a long time and Baba Rahman came to push him out. That's certainly not the case at all. And yet you have to say that Kohn would feel a little bit unlucky. I understand the people that question the timing of Baba Rahman's return to the national team with the World Cup just around the corner. I also know that he had changed his mind for a little bit. Even before the games against Germany and Austria, Baba Rahman was available. Otuado just made a decision not to call him. So, having said that, I think we also need to slow down and understand what the issues are in this sense. Now, I've heard people say we should not allow players to just take a pause or retire from the national team and then come back and then get a place in the team. I think we have created that environment in this country where that has become a norm. Asamoah Gyan famously retired from the national team 3 times. In 2008, he picked his bag, he and his brother. They were abandoning the tournament in the AFCON. It took President Kufuor to intervene to get him to stay. He stayed, and we know what became of Asamoah Gyan, one of our greatest, if not our greatest goal scorer of all time. But even he wasn't perfect. After AFCON 2012, same thing. When he missed the penalty against Zambia, we insulted him so much, Gyan retired from the national team. Then we went to beg him to come back. And when he came back, ahead of AFCON 2013, we gave him the captain's armband and rewarded him. And then 2 years, in fact, 4 years later in 2019, when we took the captain's armband from Jan and gave it to Andre Ayew, Jan quit the national team once more. And he took the intervention of President Akufo-Addo to get Jan to rescind his decision, and he went to the AFCON in 2019. It's not taking anything away from our love for Asamoah Gyan. We have to understand that players have emotions, they're humans like everybody else, and sometimes these things can happen. We know the Andre Ayew story, he and Jordan. They also quit the national team in 2013 when Andre Ayew was told that he was late in arriving at the camp. Kwesi Appiah sacked him and his brother, and they released a statement and said that they were retiring from the national team. We later brought them back to the national team, and both of them have gone on to become captains of the senior national team. So Baba Rahman is not where you suddenly draw the line. We've seen this happen time without number, and it's taking nothing away from the sacrifice of these players and their commitment to the national team. When Baba Rahman was always available, he played more than 50 times for this country. He made his debut back in 2014. He suffered one of his worst injuries on duty with the national team at the AFCON in 2015. I'm not saying that this is a sympathetic call up, because from the footballing point of view, I don't even think that Gideon Mensah has been better than Baba Rahman in the last 3 years. But Gideon has proven to be very reliable in that position. And so he deserves to be there. But when it comes down, or if it comes down to a case of Derrick Kohn and Baba Rahman, and anyone chooses Baba Rahman, it's easy to understand why that decision was made. And so you can disagree, which is fine. And all those that make a point that we shouldn't encourage this on and off, Mimbo Biom, and that sort of thing. I agree with you as well. I think we need to establish a certain standard across the world on how people treat the national teams. But it's not this situation. I have to also point out it's not unique to Ghana. We've seen it in England. We've seen it in several other countries where certain players in certain periods just decide that they don't want to play, or they're not ready to play at a certain time. Whenever they're ready mentally, they can come back. And I think in the case of Baba Rahman, yes, his readiness just coincided with the World Cup. And that may be a little bit dodgy to some people. It's like, why were you not ready during the AFCON qualifiers? Or why were you not ready during the World Cup qualifiers? You're suddenly ready when we are going to the World Cup. I think those people who are raising questions about the timing also have a point. But at the end of the day, we need a team that can go to the World Cup and deliver. And if you're taking the best left backs from this country available to the World Cup, and you have to choose between Derrick Kohn, Baba Rahman, and Gideon Mensah, and you pick Baba Rahman as one of those left backs, harsh, tough on Derrick Kohn, but I don't think it's such a scandalous decision.